Hey, what's up? This is Unsolicited Advice, and I am nobody who's somebody, Penelope.
My girl. And I'm Kevin Johnson, here to just give you just one man's opinion. And welcome to our show, man. We doing pretty good now. We got a few episodes under the belt. You know, we doing this.
Go watch.
Check them all out. Feel free to look us up, follow us, subscribe on YouTube, man. We need that love.
And talk to us. We want to have a conversation.
We're regular people.
Yeah, get in the comments. Like, I think somebody told you that we calling it unsolicited advice, but we giving it advice. Yes, it's an oxymoron.
Yeah, we asking for your advice. We want to hear what you got to say.
Right.
Just like we giving our stuff. Our opinion matters just like yours matter. Let us know what you think.
And we stopping you in the tracks with it. It's an oxymoron. So before you be like, well, did nobody ask you? Unsolicited advice. Boop, boop. Boom. Boop, boop.
I don't know where that came from, but
hey, sound effects.
It felt appropriate. We need a sound effects team too. But that's coming up later on when we get our dollars up, our sponsorship dollars. What's our cash app? Let them know our cash app, because we do take sponsorship money.
Yes, and you can do the 313. That really lets us know that you like it, or $1. It don't matter. 50 cents. That stuff add up. We're trying to get like 10,000 of y'all people to come. This is a movement. So my cash app is the Real Massage Healer.
Oh, and mine is It's KF7. Anyway, let's start the episode. Man. We're gonna go ahead with our reading, and today is coming from the book of Isaiah. I'm gonna read 43, verse 1. But now, this is what the Lord says. He who created you, Jacob, he who formed you, Israel. Do not fear, for I have redeemed you. I have summoned you by name. You are mine. Woo. I belong to the Lord. I ain't got to fight my own battles.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
How many girls you wanted them to look at you and want you and love you and,
Too many.
But,
Too many.
But God loves you all the time.
All the time.
No matter what.
He loves me through thick and thin, at my best and my worst.
Yes.
Yeah.
No exceptions.
No exceptions.
But if you flirt, they be like, man, forget you. I'm breaking up with you.
Yeah. But, that's because I'm human. That's why I'm human. But, he loves us through it all. We was talking, going into today's episode, we're talking about the marijuana. Something that is near and dear to me. You know what I'm saying? Personally, I feel like
it's natural. It comes from the earth.
It's beautiful.
And I think anybody who is in jail, they should be let out, because now that the world
we like applause on the special effects right there.
Yeah.
It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be.
You got people out here raping people and murdering people, whatever, but you got people who are trying to put food on the table, unfortunately, had to, do that. Or because they have aches and pains or depression and all that stuff or whatever.
There's so many medicinal uses.
Yeah, something that's natural. But now, you have those people in jail for 20 and 30 years, but somebody who ain't killed somebody got out in 15 months.
Yeah,
make it make sense, It don't
make sense. You can't make it make sense. I mean, that's part of the whole systematic oppression thing. The war on drugs in the 80s. I came up during that time,
Or the fact that if you don't have no money, you going to jail.
Yeah.
You got people who
are
fighting,
lawyer,
but then it's like, if you lose this case, you're going to get 20 years, you're going to get 30 years, you're going to get 40 years. If you take a plea, you could be out in 6 months. But now I got this on my record. Now I can't get a job. I'm a massage therapist or whatever. And they're always asking, have you had a felony in the last 12 months or whatever? So, if I was to do something, I could lose my massage license.
Yeah.
So people gotta pay their bills and stuff. But if somebody do go through the system and get out, now you make it hard for them to even get a job,
to make a decent living wage, man. That's part of the whole. Like I said, that's what we talk about. Reform amongst the police and reform amongst the justice system, because. You'll hear the other side, and I don't want to say white people, because not all white people, you don't want to categorize, but you'll hear the other side who will say, well, why can't you all do better? Well, we're kind of getting crippled. We're getting chop blocked, at the knees, where it's like, now we can't develop, just, I lost my train of thought.
Well, I did read something. They're making money. You know, they get like $50,000 per inmate. And then I saw something that said that they get a $5 million fine if they're not at 97% capacity. So you got people who can let out, but because they want to stay at that ratio and not get that $5 million. How do you fine a prison? You know, in other countries, they get rewarded. It's like they truly rehabilitate. They do not want the person to come back. So they get praised for, like, yeah, this person, you know, felt, you know, bad on their luck. Because what somebody go through at 18, it's totally going to be a different mindset at 28 or when they're 13. Or they just been struggling all their life. So, you know, hey, they just want to eat. So we should have programs and resources, because if you put people in a certain box, and then they do what they got to do in that box or around that box, and then you punish them because they, you know, they didn't have a whole plate, a fork, a knife, and a spoon. All they had was a spoon, and they did what they had to do.
Stop giving us just a spoon.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like it's ridiculous. You know, even the school systems. You know, and I homeschooled or whatever, but you know. This school over here, I have more of this, and this school gives more to the other people. Then they say it's because of the taxes and, you know, stuff like that. And like businesses, you always want to represent Detroit, but you're not my neighbor. I don't see you at the grocery store. I don't see you at the cleaners and stuff like that. And so I work in Detroit. I do this, that, and the other. You want to flaunt Detroit, but then you don't want to go through the trials and tribulations of what we go through in our city. You go run back to your city. Like, that's ridiculous. I feel like if you can't be my neighbor, then you should not represent and police. If you can't live and be my neighbor, you shouldn't police my neighborhood.
Well, see, there you go. You went on a rant.
You know.
We're supposed to be talking about weed. You know,
right, and it went into that. So, you know, hey, I went around in the circle.
I mean, you did. I mean, we went to prison reform, and you went to attack the system. Like, you didn't look at me at all. You were talking directly to the government. I was watching you. I'm like, I'm watching like this.
I don't know where that came from. I guess the spirit, you know.
Well, yeah, it needs to be said. Now it's out there. We ain't taking it back neither.
Nope. But that's my unsolicited advice.
That's my unsolicited advice on it. The only reason like I said, we were talking about weed because, I mean, it is a lot of states have it decriminalized right now. States like ours, Michigan, have it where it's recreational and it's cool, which I'm super happy about. I do partake. And I mean, there's some people use it as artists, like a comic. Some people write better when they're high. They feel like it gives them inspiration or whatnot.
I just want to be educated a little bit more on it. I would like to make my own creams and stuff like that for, you know, clients. Like, I've seen a video of somebody who had Parkinson's, and they were just flailing all over the place. Yeah. And they rubbed the person. Within 15 minutes, he was sitting up straight, and he was like, would you like a glass of water? And it was just a total difference from seeing him flail. And then it was this child who was having a seizure. It rubbed on the bottom of his feet, and it calmed him down. A Tourette's person who stutters was able to flow.
It's such a beautiful plant. That's what I feel about it. I mean, like, this is a nice plant, but that marijuana plant is so beautiful. It does so much.
So if I get educated about it, because, you know, then you don't want to be a target. You know, because I had a friend, she don't even smoke or whatever, but she used to deliver. So she would smell like it. And then, the judgment. And it's like, I don't even smoke weed. This is just my job. You know, I deliver. And then I really don't know all the dispensaries. They say they can't take money. It has to be donations.
Yeah, this is going to a process. It's almost like, just like they had the prohibition. They had to, you know, get the alcohol back.
Moonshine people. Moonshine people was having rent parties back then.
Same thing. I do feel like, you know, now that the other side sees that there's so much money now. I mean, there's weed on the New York Stock Exchange and cannabis. Yes, there's cannabis, all types of cannabis companies.
But see, the thing is, we don't have the land. That's what I'm saying. It's like, now that y'all doing it, whatever, and this is something that some people already had to do to hustle to put food on the table. Yeah. Now these industries, they are capitalizing
and getting the money that we could have had. Imagine if those black men during the 80s were able to build their empire from selling weed. I mean, they would have... Because
people got to pay the taxes. The fact that you made it legal, and that's what it was all about. You didn't know how to tax, and now you tax it. Like, I would love to write $1 million check to the government, because then that means I'm a millionaire. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So let me get my land.
Can we be great?
Right.
Can we sell weed and be great? Well, that's me. You know what? Let me not talk. Let's speak for everybody. But yeah, it's a big part of the economy now. Because I looked at I bought 25 shares of a stock.
Well, you gotta teach me about that because I don't know.
I'm learning a little bit, man. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be right. I wouldn't be a decent human being if I didn't teach it. Like I said, my daddy told me there's 2 things in life that can be given and retained at the same time. 2 things. One is knowledge. If you give somebody knowledge, you still have that knowledge, and the world's a better place because of it. So you give knowledge whenever you can. The other thing that can be given and retained at the same time is herpes. So protect your dick. That's what my daddy said. So y'all do whatever y'all want with that. You know what I'm saying? That's just one man's opinion. You know, just one man's opinion.
I was not expecting that.
My daddy, he wasn't the smartest man, but he wasn't the fool either. You feel me? That's my pops. So
shout out to pops.
He a real one, man. And we got. Is it Father's Day coming up? Well, happy Father's Day to all the fathers because it's gonna be around this time too.
Yeah,
you know. Yeah. So
you're a father every day. So even if this don't come out, you know, before, after, whatever, still, if you in your child's life, you greatly appreciate it.
Yeah. And I think that's it.
You think so?
I think so.
I don't know, it's just so much. It's
so much, man. We got more to talk about, man. Feel free to put in comments things you want us to talk about. And, we may show up on the episode. Put your comments on Facebook page, Instagram. We don't have Snapchat yet, do we? But we gonna get
that's that youngest. I'm 42.
No, we gotta talk to the younger generation too. We need to help y'all.
But I don't know about no Snapchat like that. I'm gonna let y'all keep that or whatever.
Whatever.
I don't like change. I barely be on Twitter.
I don't like change.
I want consistency all the way,
Alright, y'all, man. We'll take it easy, man. Once again, my name is Kevin Johnson. It's just one man's opinion.
I'm nobody who's somebody, Penelope.
And we out.
Peace.